All right, this should work this time. I think this should work. Let's see. So I have connection. Everything should be scheduled to actually go live now officially. Oh, we're on listed actually. Let me change this to public. Let's set it to public like so. Okay. Done. Save. Okay. We should be almost. We're almost there. I didn't save a bunch of my settings. Do that. Save. Okay. Are we live? Are we officially? Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, I've been having some technical difficulties with OBS today. There we go. We have an official, actual live stream popping up in the Discord now. So we should get people coming in here in just a moment. So, everything looks good. How does the screen look? Am I peaking? I feel like my audio is peaking. I feel like I keep clipping. Am I clipping? I can't tell. Hey, rocket ship. Let's go. We do have people in here, and my thing is working. So that is cool. And I could do this. So I could, like, show people's chats on screen, which is kind of cool. I don't know why this really sounds terrible in my ears, because this mic is clipping for some reason. Yay, another live stream. But hey, how's it going, guys? So let's see. Looks good. Yeah, I got a new webcam, and it can do cool stuff. So watch this. Look at it could follow me, which is crazy. So yeah, but then I have to like set it back to the other setting. How do I do that? Center. There we go. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes before I start with anything else in here. I just want to see how many viewers we have before I get started here. How many people we got in chat? How many people are here right now? I mean, I see there's 4 people. But yeah, I'll just show you right now what I have. I have the overhead view, of course. I have the screen view. I have the typing view, the AFK screen, and then chat. So yeah, that is the OBSBot 4K. Or Tiny 2. OBSBot Tiny 2. It looks really good, actually. I'm pretty impressed with it, and it holds up to the overhead. Let's turn down my sound here a bit. That's a little loud in my ears. All right, so we got 10 viewers already kicking off. All right, so is my audio clipping? Because it's clipping in my ears right now, and it's kind of annoying, actually. So I might have to switch to my other input device, because that's annoying if it's going to be clipping this whole time. I'm actually going to just do that anyway, because it keeps clipping. Is it clipping for any of you? Is the audio good? Because I'm trying something different, which I will have to change my inputs, which will be annoying, but we will figure it out. Won't be that big of a deal. All right, sounds, yeah, so this is my interface. I can't really show you without messing it up, but I have an interface here, and yeah, it sounds terrible. So I'm going to switch this, which means I have to change my audio settings really quick, which will not be that bad. I will just change this to this, which should give me audio coming out of that now. And then I can change my... Is that all I have to change, actually? I think that's all I have to change. No. Is it? I had to change the USB port. 1 second. Technical difficulties. This stream is off to a great start. All right, plug that in. Okay, now I will lose audio in there. You could probably still hear me, hopefully. I'm assuming you could still hear me, right? Yeah. 1 second. 1 second. We're figuring this out. Okay, BTR5, change that, and then I can plug in to the input. And then I should have sound. Okay, that sounds way better now, for me at least. I mean, it probably sounds the same for you, but it was clipping really heavily in the mic there. All right, so I think we're good to go now. We got 11 viewers in here. I have audio, it's coming through, everything looks good. So, what's up, guys? How's it going? What we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna go to the screen, is I wanna design my little OBS streaming thing, right? Tiny bit of echo. Interesting. Might be like the room doing that. I have some sound stuff in here, but as long as it's not clipping, I'm fine with it. So what we are gonna be doing is creating a new project, and we're gonna be designing my little like stream deck thing for streaming. because I don't want to buy a Stream Deck. Obviously I do handwired boards, so I'll probably also like build it on stream too, but we're just gonna design it. So let's go to keyboard layout editor. And I want to do this with, so I have a bunch of potentiometers, so knobs, and I want to add probably 2 of these for like my audio inputs. So we have a knob there, and we'll do 2 of these for like some audio stuff. But let's just design this. I don't know how many keys I really want here. This will probably be a shorter stream too. I don't imagine this is going to be very long, but these just take up like 1 use. So let's do like probably a 4x4. Maybe that's probably enough. How many scenes do I have right now? I have 5 scenes on OBS, so probably do that. And these 2 would be, I'm guessing, knobs. Maybe we can make it a little bit cooler looking. We can move this down. Let's think what we want to do here. Actually, wait, I kind of like that. Let's do a 4x3. So we'll do a 4x3, and then we'll have, let's do 2 knobs up top. So that should look about right. Actually, no. Let's remove that. Actually. Let's see. Let's turn this down a bit. Alright, yeah, I think something compact like that might be what I want. I keep dropping upload, so that's a little concerning too. I'm trying a bunch of different stuff. Let's see here. I want to see. Sorry, I'm not even sharing my other screen. I'm having technical difficulties here with my stream tonight. That's fine. I don't know why it keeps dropping. Alright. Yeah. I realize you can't see my screen. So, I want to design a little macropad here, and I'm going to keep an eye on those frames. I might have to change my bitrate, but we'll keep an eye on it. But I'm trying to think if I want to do something like this or like this. Maybe I just keep it simple. Just put 2 encoders up top here and then do a 4x3 like so. That'd be pretty simple, I think. Let's just do that. I mean, it doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be enough to change my inputs on OBS. So we'll just copy that. We'll go to the AI03 plate generator. We'll paste this in here. And this should give me a preview down here. Yep, there we go. I like to delete these because I don't like any like rounded corners. I just like it to be completely sharp. I find it works better that way. So we'll do that. No stabilizers. We will download the DXF, and then we can pull this into Shaper 3D. That in here. Come on, import. Did not drag and drop that. Do I have to manually import it? File. Import to current project. There we go. All right, so let's get this in here, and then I will want to center this. Or at least attempt to, because Shaper 3D doesn't like to allow you to center everything. I mean, not that it really matters. I'm not even going to do that. It's fine. There we go. All right, so pretty simple thing here. Let's offset this edge. So I like to go 1 millimeter. Any reason why I use Colmac here? I can show you the chat. So look at this. I could do this, which is cool. So any reason why I use Colmac instead of Colmac DH? Because I use an iPad with the Magic Keyboard or the Logitech keyboard, and it doesn't support Colmac Mod DH on there. So Vanilla Colmac's just more supported. So that's kind of what I stick with. But if we switch back to the screen, we can keep doing this. So this 1 millimeter here, I can kind of talk through the design process here. This 1 millimeter gap here is to kind of give it accountability for like a keycap. So the keycap's 19.05, and then it just gives it a little extra. And then I'm going to just pull this out again with an offset to another, let's say 5 millimeters. That's what I typically do. So then we get our main design right here. And then we can create our plate. We'll exit out of that. Close up to 3 millimeters, so that's our plate there. And then we'll go to the underside, and I will offset this face so that we can actually click in our switches. we'll offset, or not offset, we want to sketch, and then we want to offset loop. So do this, and then I do a 0.5 millimeter offset on each switch, and then I pull it down 1.5 millimeters to account for the plate height, so the switch will actually click in. All right, I'm gonna have to do something about trying to feature these, but I don't know if I'm gonna feature them. Hey Joe, really enjoy your projects. I designed a custom FPS-focused portable PCB board based off the Scotto 34. I guess it's already kind of pretty portable. But yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep switching back for that. I'll just read them off. But what I want to do is pull these down. We're gonna have to do some work on these because these are gonna be the encoders, so we're not gonna worry about those for now. We'll just pull down the main switches. And this is what's annoying about Shaper 3D. If you misclick, you lose all your selections and have to reselect everything. It's just a real pain. We'll grab these. And then we'll go down 1.5. Other way, I want to do positive 1.5. So then you can see that that little lip there will allow the switches to actually click in instead of like being friction fit only. So it makes it a little bit better like that. And then what we want to do up here, these are for the encoders. So what I have is I actually tested already a test fit on a, where is it? It is right here, the EC11 adapter. And basically the encoder will kind of sit in here because we are going to hand wire this. So this here, the encoder needs to sit in the plate deep enough where you can actually hand wire and this stuff doesn't kind of poke on the bottom because you're only going to have like 8 millimeters there to work with. So what I have on the screen is it's kind of inset there, and then this will screw on and attach. Hey Zach, how's it going? So yeah, let's export this as a step file so we can pull that into the other file. So we'll export this, we'll save it to my desktop as EC11 adapter. Do you have any secret stash supplier for nice views? They seem sold out everywhere. No, I don't have a secret supplier or anything. I just get them from Typeractive. I know Nick over there, so he doesn't like hook me up with any of them, but he has hooked me up with like the boards for videos before. But that's where I'd look. I think they're actually in stock right now. We can actually look on stream. Let's just look. So we could talk about this right now before we hop back to the other thing. The design. So they are in stock on Typeractive. They are in stock here if you want to get them. You might see NRF 8254. You have an estimated 3. Is there on here? Is a 3-month lead on Typeractive? Is that real? Oh no, I don't want to leak my address there. I want to be careful of that. I don't know if that's gonna autofill with Chrome. I just thought about that. Estimated views. Oh, nice views. Okay, yeah, my bad. I read that as nice nanos. Yeah, no, nice views. Yeah, they're sold out. Yeah, I don't have any hookup with those. They're great screens. They are expensive. Obviously, they're 20 bucks. I mean, there's a reason for that. But yeah, I don't have a hookup on those. I have 2 boards with them. They're really cool displays, but yeah, that's just kind of how they are. I think the issue is getting the panel. It's like really hard to stock that, but I'm gonna go back to Shaper now. Wired is better, by the way. Arguably, yes. I prefer QMK, but we exported this. Let's go back over to our project. Where did I put that project? Wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's import those. Import to current project. EC11 adapter. And let's just align this. Actually, let me see if I can do the align tool within here. I've never actually used it. Can I align this? Is it possible? Well, yes, that does work. Awesome. That is perfect. Okay, so that should, in theory, be centered. Okay, cool. So I can actually just pull that up now. And I want to close this off. We'll project this onto here, and then we can pull that down. Cool. And then project. I want to project here onto there. Let's see what we want. KMK is so much better for me. I don't know. So KMK I wanted to actually try, but because it's Python, right? Python's a lot easier of a language than like QMK is C, and I think ZMK is also C, but it's limited in what it can do, I think, compared to the others. So I kind of just stick with QMK because it's like the most supported. But let's grab these. Or actually, let's grab this first. So we'll project this onto the bottom. And let's actually clear up the sketch plane. We'll also clear this one. We'll deal with that. Oh, no, we can leave that one. It can stay. So what is this? Is this just 14? Yeah, this is just 14. Is this 14 here? It's 15. Okay, so this one we'll do minus 1.5. I think that's what I did, or positive, because it's the opposite direction. You haven't tried? No, I haven't tried KMK yet. I've been meaning to, I just haven't. I stick with what I know for the most part. But eventually I would like to try it. All right, so that is 1.5, and I think this is 2 here. Is this 2? 0.75, okay. So let's project that onto here. Project that. Okay, then we can pull these down 0.75. Or no, that wants to go positive because it's opposite. Nope, never mind. It meant to be this way. Okay, so there's one of our encoder spots there, which will kind of sit in there. So you can see these little notches there if I switch to the overhead. Therefore, on the encoder, well, they're supposed to be. There's like these little clips in there. You can kind of see that. You see that? There's those. So it'll kind of like click into it. But let's switch back. All right, let's move this one over to the other spot. Actually, what I could do that'd be easier here, instead of having to design that all over again, I could just draw a line here. And then I can pull this side down, select this whole thing, and then simply mirror it over, not there, right there. So that'll easily mirror that, so I don't have to redraw that whole thing. I'll union these back together. And then that is our plate. What I do like to do is I like to add on these edges here, just a 1.25 little fillet on them. So select these 1.25. And you'll see when I start doing the case here, like the rest of it in a second, is I kind of like equate everything in relation to one another. We'll hide this. That's our plate. Actually, you know what might look cool with this? Yeah, let's do that actually. So let's take this. I'm gonna delete this sketch plane. Delete this here. Let's draw a line in the middle. Actually, I don't need to do that. Let's see what we have. Let's delete these sketch planes because they're kind of messing me up. Delete that one. Okay, so this should be 19.05 right there. Let's see what we have. Okay, yeah, so we have that. Trying to see what we have here. All right, is that 19.05? Okay, so that's the edge of our switch there. Let's add here. Let's create a line so we can mirror that over. So we'll mirror this across this line. Target that line. Yep, there we go. And then I will also create one here so I can get an idea of what it looks like. So for those of you who don't know, 19.05 is just the MX spacing, and I can just use that to create this. Fun to watch the design process. Yeah, that was my hope, is that people could watch me design these and kind of learn as I do them. So I'll pull this. There we go. Okay. So now that is what we kind of have as the design, which I think will look cool. We'll have basically a microphone. We'll have a mic encoder here, and then we'll have one for whatever else, so like desktop audio probably. But what I also want to do here is I'm going to delete that because I don't need any more. And then I'm going to also just round these out. 1.25. Okay, so those look good. Everything looks good there. I think that looks cool. I don't know. Yeah, I think that looks cool. I think that will do what I need. I don't have many like OBS scenes anyways. I literally have just like these 3 here, so not many. Yeah, for anyone just tuning in now, I have the chat here, which is cool. So I want to keep mentioning this because it's pretty cool. I like it. It's like a really like open source plugin I have too. But switch back to the screen. So at this point, what I want to do is I'm going to offset this. So let's go to our offset tool. We'll take this. We'll offset it 1 millimeter this way to account for possible sizing with the switches. We will grab this one again, and then we will offset it another 5 millimeters to make the housing itself. So we'll go 5 millimeters there. Good. And then we need to, let's pull this one up 3 millimeters first to actually get it on the bottom where it would be. So there we go. And then we'll pull it up an additional 8, which will account for the standoffs. And the screw design on this will be super easy. It's going to be like just probably 4 screws. We'll also do a like level on it, but we'll do that in a second. Is this a 5 millimeter radius? That's a little bit big. We'll have to fix that. But we can do 20.6 here. So that's the height of our board. That's what it's going to look like. That looks kind of cool. And then what are these? These are supposed to be 2.5. I did this a little bit differently than what I normally do. These need to be 2.5. I keep them like all like double, so 1.25. So this corner here on the plate, I do 1.25, and then I go 2.5, and then on the outside, I do 5 millimeters. So this would be 5. And it just kind of keeps it all like really like tied together, if that makes sense. So select all these. Okay, do that. Can I? Oh, I can't do it. Can I? Okay, I have to just select these. Shaper 3D does like weird things where it doesn't allow you to do certain things at certain times, which is annoying. I forgot what program this is. It's Shaper 3D. Shaper. You can see Shaper like with an R, no E. Hey Flips, how's it going? Take these. 5 millimeter. Okay, so that is looking cool. Now I could have went really crazy with this and done like a gasket mount and stuff, but I'm just gonna do it simple because I want to actually build this tomorrow. And my goal is to probably get this printing on stream today. That needs to be 2.5. So this way I can actually get it ready to go, so I have it to be able to stream with. All right, let's grab all these here and make sure they're all 2.5. Do we have them all? 2.5. I've been trying to figure out Fusion 360, but Shaper is looking a lot more up my alley. Yeah, so Fusion 360 is expensive. It runs terrible on Mac. It runs fine on Windows. Or what am I saying? Fusion 360 is free, but it runs terrible on like Mac, and on Windows it's fine. It is very powerful. It's like the pretty much standard CAD program for the most part. I think AutoCAD's actually popular too, but Shaper is expensive, but it's just so easy. You just grab stuff, push and pull it, and do whatever you want with it. So I love Shaper. It's a really good program. But what I have to do at this point is, let's see what we have. We have these all set. Let's just add our little 2.5 millimeter chamfer there, or is that that's a fillet, isn't it? That's a fillet, yes. And then, I'm doing this a little bit differently than how I normally do these. But what I'm gonna do is, I'll show you this. So I can actually come in here, I can press L to open a line, and then I can enable the section view, and I can actually create my 3 millimeter bottom by just going up 3 mils. So I go up 3, then I can kind of pull across, and then exit out of section view, then grab this and just pull it across. What is that doing? What is that? Cut? Yeah, it's cutting in. So let me just pull it. Pull it right there, and then I can finish it out. There we go. What is that doing on that side? There we go. Okay, we're good. We are good. We will have to see. This is what it does sometimes, is it doesn't allow you to do what you want. So I'm actually gonna undo that. I'm making a mistake right now. What am I doing? Let me This is different than what I normally do for these cases. I normally like do the whole case at once, but I figured I'd try it like this, and then I guess that's not working out. So let's delete these. That's the main issue, is that these chamfers or these corners aren't allowing it to actually like merge in. So just delete these for now, and then we can add them on later. Okay, there we go. So I will delete this, pull this over into the corner. Pull that over. Perfect. All right, grab these. Or actually, let's delete this middle here, just because then it will be just one pull. Okay, so we'll grab that. Back out. Okay. Put that to 40 right there to close that out. Or did that not close? It just need to be 40.1. Yeah, 40.1 actually makes sense because of the spacing. There we go. Now you can grab this, close it out fully. Okay, now we have a bottom on our case. But we do have to fix these corners. Make sure I get up. Nope, don't want that one. I want the actual corner. Perfect. Okay, 2.5. And there we go. So that is the beginning of our case. And now the one thing I didn't actually think of is that, so I'm going to be using this, which is an RP2040 Pro Micro. You can see right there, RP2040 Pro Micro, is I have to do the design of this on the case, which is pretty easy. But is that going to fit between two switches? Let's grab a caliper. I do have the actual designs or like the spacing for this. But let's see how big this is just to get an idea. So it is 33. So 33. If we switch back, let's see what we have here. If we just draw a rectangle, rough rectangle, it will fit basically perfectly right underneath. So that is perfect. And yeah, I think we're only gonna need like probably 2 screws on this, maybe. I'm trying to use less screws in my designs because I end up using way too many, and that's a problem. I mean, it's not really a problem, it's just that if you ever need to take them apart, it's a massive pain. So if I just do a few screws, it's a little bit better. So let us go to another design. I'm gonna grab the dimensions I've been using for that. But I have to find which board I actually did. No, I don't want the Scotto help. Which board did I recently do? I think it's this one, actually. It's the Katana. I believe so. Yes, it is. It's the Katana that has it. So, let's hide everything, and then we'll just show the ones I want. I want the RP2040 Pro Micro. Oh, yeah, I did build this board. What am I saying? Yeah, I built this board with this board right here. This one I did. So, I can just grab the dimensions from here. But I do need a piece of paper to write them down, or just remember them. Let's see. What do we have here? We have the length is 35. So 35 by 18.5, and then it's 1.6. Okay, so 35 by 18.5, right? Right? 35. Screws are fun, though. Yeah, I don't know. Has everyone seen the Scotto wing? What is this? It made it to another article? Okay. This board got picked up by like a ton of articles. Yeah, this board was fun with the screws. A total of like 96 of them. A lot of them. But if I ever want to take it apart, I can't. It's gonna take me forever. So that's the problem with screws. So yeah. All right. So what did I say this was? This was 18.5. What's up, Joy? That's my brother. Fun fact in the chat right now. Everyone say hi to my brother. There, actually, wait. Let's feature my brother's chat. What's up, Joey? Hello, Tommy. How's it going? So yeah, that's my brother. So we have 35 by 18.5. Okay, let me do that before I forget what the dimensions are. 35, 18.5, right? Wait, where's my project? Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so let's just draw a rectangle. 18.5 by 35. Scotto deck. Yeah, this one might actually be, I'm either calling it the Scotto Stream or the Scotto deck. I haven't decided yet. I do have already. Let's go to, oh, I can't type on this board. So I've been typing in the Katana, and I have the corn here. So the spacing is very different from each other, but I have the macro deck. Will this load? I won't find it. Okay, let's go to macropads. The search on Shopify sites is just terrible. I have this one here. So this is the Scotto macro deck, which is very old. I made this for someone who was, they had a disability with their fingers, so they could only play with like their thumb. Pretty cool board. They're still using it to this day, like a year later. I'm surprised it still works, but yeah, I do have this one. So I think I'm actually going to take that Sebastian. I'm going to call it the Scotto deck, I think. I think I like that. I do like that. So we'll probably call it the Scotto deck. But what we have to do, yeah, that'll work. That'll work, right? Yeah, okay. So let's close off this. Let's rename our plate now, because our plate's actually done. So we have our plate. We'll hide our plate for here. And then what we will do have to go back and grab the dimensions for the USB port. This is what I pretty much do on all my builds, is I just kind of like steal the stuff from other builds that I have. I don't like measure them each time, but I did when I had to redesign it. Have you tried adding a brass or aluminum weight to any of your boards? So actually about that, let's switch on to chat, and then I could do this because it's cool. Let's just do this. I'm gonna unplug my headphones. I have to grab something from behind. That's why I switched this to the follow mode. Cool, right? But this thing is very heavy. So Dylan here is asking about weights, and this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to fix it so it stops following me, but let me stop this from following me. Whenever I stop it from following, right, it just freezes wherever it was, which is annoying. So I have to switch it back to my center view. But what we have here is a box of, oh my god, this is really heavy. This is like 12 pounds. It's deceptively heavy. But these are what are known as tire weights, right? So each one of these blocks is a 1/4 ounce. You can see it says a 1/4 ounce there. So the goal is to put these in a keyboard. I haven't done it yet. I've done it with, actually, my cord cases do that. So my cord cases actually do have spots for weights, but that's the only ones that do. But I'm going to be using these in a board. So yeah, just wanted to show that. They're super heavy. There's like literally 11 pounds of them here, so it's pretty cool, but I will put those there. All right, so what are the normal dimensions for the USB port of a Pro Micro at Mega 32U4, because that's all I have right now. Are you talking about easy and heavy? Are you talking about a micro USB one, or are you talking about, I think my mic keeps clipping. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I feel like I keep like yelling. Are you talking about micro USB or USB-C? Because it's the same for both, but just kind of relevant. The dimensions I show here will actually make sense, so I'm going to just show you, and then you can kind of get from there. Let's switch back to the screen. We'll go back to our design here. And actually, I needed to go back to the other one. What am I doing here? Yeah, so micro USB is the same as a USB-C one. I'll show you. Let me just get the actual dimensions from a different board. Cases. Nope, not there. No, not cases. Those are my... All right, we'll go to the Katana. So this here is what I got to grab. It indents to the board. How far does it go in? 2.75. So that's 2 millimeters. So we want 2 mil. Wait, is this not 3 mil? Oh, that's because it's a gasket. Okay, yeah. So I do want this to go 2 millimeters, and then I'm thinking, will I do this? I'll explain this in a second after I find out what I did here. So that is 2.7. That should be 3, right? Should be 3. Yes. This would be helpful if I had like a pen and paper, but let me just grab a notes app on my phone, and then I can write these down so I have them. Is the audio fine now? It keeps clipping or getting real close to 0, which is clipping, which worries me. I tend to scream when I talk sometimes, so let me know if audio is good. But what I want to do is I want to find these dimensions, so we'll draw a line here. So the vertical is 3.75. And then it is, I believe, what is it across? 9.5? Is it 9.5? Yeah, it's 9.5. So 9.5, and then it is 2 thick. 2 thick, and then 3 deep. That makes sense to me. That probably doesn't make sense to you guys, but Thomas Brown. Yep, audio good. I thought that said Thomas Scott. I thought my brother was still watching. Does the Shaper support CAD files? Yes, it does. It supports, let me see what we support in here, actually. What does it support? What does it have? File import. Or actually, here, I'll just pull it up. What am I doing? I know it supports step files. That's what I released for a lot of my projects, are step files. Those are like kind of commonly accepted. But yeah, these are the formats it has. So these are like the CAD formats you can use. STLs, they really, I mean, they're meshes, so you can't do much with them. But step, I don't know what any of these other ones really are, but I know step are the big ones, so it does support those. But if we go back, is someone messaging me? I see notifications on Discord. All right, so let's go back to our project. I really got to put this back into the proper folder because I keep losing where it is. There we go. Okay. So we want to take this first, and we want to actually align it and make this smaller because it's huge. you know, that Fortism, is that, I don't know how you say your name, Fortism. 9.5 by 3.5, it's 9.5 by 3.75 to be exact. And that's like what tolerance is in a count. So I'm going to try to align this sketch. I don't use the align tool very often, but I'm trying to use it more. So let's use the align tool. Oh shit, I can't. Okay. Actually, let's do this the hacky way. Let's extend that. We'll select it because I want to offset this based on the case. So align this edge right there. Okay. Did that do what I wanted it to? Is that perfectly centered? That is. Okay, so that actually centered it too. Cool. Okay. So that, is that perfectly centered? I want to make sure. I want to make sure that is perfectly centered. We'll check that afterwards. Let's first project it. So we're going to pull this up. We're going to do a projection. And what we actually need to do is pull this in 3 millimeters in, because it needs to indent. So we'll first pull this down 1.6, so minus 1.6, 1.6, it needs to go up 1.6, there we go. And then we will try to get the right view here, which is where section views come in handy again. So we're going to select this section view, and then we can draw a line on here. And then we can indent this 3 millimeters. The other way, actually. I'll do that way. There we go. Exit out of section view. And then this is what I was talking about, where we want it to. Delete this also. Delete this. Delete that. All right, so this is supposed to be 35, so we need to pull this up just 3 millimeters. So put this 13.1, and that should be perfectly the size of our Pro Micro. So 35 by 18.5, perfect. So now on this board here that I'm using, the little RP2041, if I pull up, so Fortism, this is what I think you were asking about it. Yeah, this is what you were asking. So we have 3 different Pro Micros here. We have a regular USB-C one on the right. We have a micro USB here, which actually doesn't work. This is a dead board. I killed this one. And then we have the RP2040. So the difference is, if you look at those ports there, they're all kind of similar height. These two here, so the micro USB and the USB-C, have the same exact dimensions. You just do the dimensions for the USB-C here, which is fine. This one here is offset by 1.35. So if we go into our software again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter section view again. I'm going to create a line. I'm going to go up that 3.75 for the height of the USB-C. And then I'm going to create a rectangle that is 9.5 wide. So 9.5. And then what I like to do here is I draw a circle. So I draw a circle here. I go over, draw another circle. Do the same on the other side. And then I use the trim tool to trim this off and kind of create my cutout of my USB-C port. So this one right now, just to clarify, is for the RP2041, which is flush to the bottom. So we'll trim all this off. Okay, there we go. And then all you do is just take this, pull it out. This should be 2 millimeters, perfect. That is exactly what you want. But if you were to do the other one, so micro USB and the USB-C one, all you want to do is pull this up 1.35. And then you would just poke that out, and then it would align with the PCB, because the PCB is 1.6 thick, I believe. Is that exact for both of these? Yeah, 1.6. So yeah, this one's for the USB-C and micro USB, and then this one here is for the RP2040, which is what we're using. So that is done. And then the last thing I like to do in here is that the key to 3D printing boards is that you want to avoid supports at all costs, right? Just something I like to do is avoid supports. And obviously this here, this overhang would probably, if I can get the right view here, this overhang would probably be fine. Like it wouldn't be a big issue. But what I do is that this is 3 millimeters thick. So what I can do is grab this edge, and I can do 3 millimeters, but the opposite way. And that will give you an angle that will print without any support, and it will print really cleanly. And then I normally pull this down to just align with the top of that. So that looks about right. Or what I can do also, let me see, how far is this? I just want to make sure it's exact. I do also have to check that it's centered. 3.5635. 3.5635. I gotta keep saying that. 3.5635. Just make sure I don't forget it. Plus 3.5635. Okay, so that should perfectly align now with that. It's just such a pain dealing with the shaper, just clipping it out. All right, so we'll do that. And then I will actually pull this up 3 millimeters. So -3. So then that will give us an exact fillet here. Fillet or chamfer, whichever one it is. So let's go -3. And now that's exactly aligned with that. That should be about perfectly fine. So that is good. That's the cutout. Let's zoom out here. Take a look what we have. So that's where our little USB-C will sit. We have our plate here. Let's rename this to the case. So rename that. I'm going to delete these other sketch planes. So we'll delete those. And then I want to add a little bit of a, right here, I'll just add a 2.5 underneath. And you can see that is kind of our little board there. That's starting to look what it needs to. And at this point, all we really need to do is this. Is we can just come in here. I'm going to add a screw here, which I use M2 screws, which are 2.2 for the hole. Actually, I'm going to do these one a little bit wider than usual. I'm going to do 2.45, accounting for tolerances of 3D printers, which is about it's about 0.25 millimeters is the tolerance on a typical FDM. So if we want a tolerance on a circle, we want to add 0.25 to the 2.2, so that gives us 2.45. So we'll do that there. We'll do another screw hole here, 2.25. Or no, 2.45. We will delete this. And I'm thinking 2 screws will probably be fine for this one, honestly, because there's not going to be much for the plate to like warp. And we're going to do something with the shelf here in a second too. So I'm going to pull these down. They'll punch fully through. And then all I do on the bottom here is I use countersunk screws. So I grab these edges and then I go -1. And that should be 4.2 if I'm right, or a little bit bigger. That's correct, right? Yeah, that's right. So that is our case there, and our plate. Everything looks good there. And then I'm going to actually copy this to create the shelf, because if we were to... One second. Are you designing the board for normal switches or chalk? Just normal switches. I'm going to be using MX in this. It's not like a fancy board, so I'll probably use like browns or something, just some shitty switch. But it would work with chalk. This would still work with chalk. They might be a little bit low based on the height of this here, but it would still work. It's just a 14 mil cutout. They might not click in actually because it is 1.5. So what we're gonna do is we want to actually delete this here. Want to delete all the corners. And I'm not too sure this is going to work with just the single, or the 2 mounting points. We'll see. I think it probably will, but I'm going to grab everything here and just extend it by 2 mil. So is that right? Is that everything? Okay. So we'll go 2 to extend that. And then we'll also close everything off. I promise this will all make sense in just a moment. Basically, I'm making a shelf for it to sit on. And we're also up to 25 viewers, which I think that's quite a few. That's close to my most ever. My most ever was 26. I'm going to start trying to do these around. I think 10 is probably a good time. 10 Eastern, because that kind of hits like 7 p.m. in like California, and then like 8 and 9 in the other time zones. So, wait, am I right on that? 9, 8. It might be 8. It might be 8, 9, and 10, I think. Are there 3 time zones in America or 4? There's 3 hours behind California, 2 hours in like Nevada, and then 1. Yeah, there's 4. There's 4. So it kind of hits all the time zones in America, I think. All right, so we put that there. Let's pull this down to where it aligns. Right there. We actually want to pull this down a little bit more, I think. Let me forget how I do these. I haven't done one of these in a while. Let's project this. Okay. And then select everything. Pull that down. Okay, so let me see how tall I normally make these. But, oh, yeah, you are right, actually. 5 including Hawaii. There is Hawaii, which I think is like 6 hours behind. So it's what for them right now? Like 5 o'clock? Yeah, about 5. So I want to pull open. No, not corn. What am I doing? I want to go to my keyboards. And then did I do a shelf on this one? 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon down here, so perfect time for the afternoon zone out. That's Australia, isn't it? You're in Australia, right? 2 p.m.? I assume that's Australia at 2 p.m. Can I section view this? I cannot. Shit. Okay. Let's just left section. And let's hide the plate. Oh, wait. Is my plate hidden? Why is it showing that then? Wait, hold on. Hold on. What am I doing? Section view this, actually. Okay, there we go. So now I can get an idea of how thick this is. Do I do this 3 or 2? I do it 2. Okay, I do 2 and then a 2 chamfer on it. So that's what I can do if I exit out of here. I keep losing the project. I put it in here. Let's rename this now because we can. Yeah, well done knowing that off the top of your head. Yeah, so I talked to a lot of people in Australia, actually. I have, there's a bunch of schools out there that, like, show my stuff there. So I kind of know that it's, like, 14 hours. I think there's, like, 3 time zones there, too, right? Scotto. Are we calling it the Scotto deck? I wanted to call it the Scotto Stream Deck, but I feel like that might, you know, Elgato might try to sue me. So I'm not going to do that. We'll just call it the Scotto deck. All right, let's pull this down, make this 2. And then, just to make sure, that's actually cut exactly. So I want this to extend. Yet again, let's go back to the other project. I want to see how many millimeters I do to get the proper spacing. I think it's 1. I think I just do 1. 2. So yeah, that's 1. That's 1. It's just a little tiny shelf to kind of hold it in place. We'll go to Scotto Keys, Scotto Deck. So we have to grab, let's delete all these. We will put those back in a moment, but for now, it'll make it easier to delete those. 8 keys, what about Scotto Octo? Possibly. Yeah, it's 8 keys and 2 encoders. I don't know if I want to call it the Scotto Octo, though, because I think Scotto Deck just makes more sense based on what it's used for. You know, like, I kind of name them based on that, for the most part. Could call it the Scotto 10. It'd be real generic. Scotto Octo, though, I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Names to be determined still. But we'll extend these 1 mil. We'll take these again, and these should be 1.25 to match the plate corners. Damn, I am vibing with this. Yeah, I think Epidemic Sound, like, thrives at lo-fi stuff. That's the music I'm listening to, the copyright-free stuff, so I don't get YouTubed. 1.25. Okay, do that. And then, finally, we grab this, and we go... Wait, let me make sure that I didn't just delete something, did I? Oh, no. Okay. Redo that. Okay. Scotto Deck sounds legit. Yeah, I like the Scotto Deck name. I think that's what I'm going with. I think I'm going with that, because I like it. Wait, what the hell? Why is that? Wait, hold on. Is this 2 mils thick? It is. Why would that go like that? Let's try this here. -2. Let's try deleting these, actually. Maybe I don't need them. Actually, I probably don't need those. Probably doesn't really matter. I thought it might have looked a little nicer, but... Actually, wait. Let's try something. Hold on. -2. I guess that's the same if I don't add them. Maybe for just these... Yeah. Okay. So, I don't like how it adds that little thing there. That right there. See that? But that's just because these corners are out and the other ones are all in. So these ones make sense. These ones are fine. But these ones here, I'm just going to have to modify. So let's go back to where we had everything. We will grab this. We'll go -2. And then we'll come here. It says ads will show shortly for some viewers. Let me know if you're getting ads, because I still don't know how the ads work on this stuff. I see I make, like, a couple cents off these streams, but for the last few, people aren't really seeing ads, which I guess is good for viewership. But yeah, we will pull this down now because that looks about right. What we want to do is I'm going to go into section view here, go to the left side, and we want this to just align right underneath where that is. So you can see that the plate will sit on that. It will give a little bit of support so it won't be pushed in, and it should hold it right. So that looks about good. I do need to add this here though. So if we go out of section view, what you'll see is that we have our little controller cut out here, and obviously we can't have that on the thing. So I'm going to hide my plate. So you can see that. I'm just going to project this onto there, and then what I can do is simply just get rid of it. So it just sits like that. Did that not do what I wanted to? Hold on. Let's hide our case also. So yeah, let's do this. There we go. So that should be exactly what I want now. Perfect, that looks good. And then I can just grab this. I can union them together. And then that is basically it, I think. We've only been streaming for 50 minutes, so not very long stream for this one. I'm not going to end it yet. But, yeah, you can see that you can get something like this in about an hour. And I had some pauses in between this, so not too much, not too crazy. But I'm a little bit worried. The one concern I have, I don't know if these are going to be enough. I'm not certain on that. I almost feel like what I should do instead is I'm going to actually take these and close them. I'm going to delete those, and I'm going to instead put them in between the switches. I'm going to put 4. Unless I could put them up top too. Nah, we'll do 4. We'll put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 right here, which should be good. So we'll go 2.45. I'm just a little bit worried about possibly warping. I don't think it's going to, but when in doubt, add more screws than you actually need. All right, so we'll add those. Delete that. Why is that not deleting? There we go. Don't open that. Okay. So now we can take this one. No, don't rotate. That one and that one, pull it down. Okay, so those look right. Should have underneath. Okay. We have to close these ones up. Okay, take these. We'll go -1. And grab this one. Let's just grab that one. Okay. So there is our case. That should be everything with it. That should work. All right. Let's delete these sketch planes just to clean this file up. Rename this to... Okay. There we go. All right, so that looks like it's done. That looks good. What I want to look up really quick is QMK encoders, because I'm kind of curious how that's going to work. I know there's like only 3 or 4 pins for it. I think there's a voltage, a ground, and then a plus and minus, I think. Or maybe it's, let's look. QMK encoder wiring. Okay, that's not helpful. I'm looking for an actual image. Actually, I might have it in my Discord. Am I looking for hardware? Does this have an encoder on it? Let's see if we can find an image. So we have ground plus, that's probably voltage. I mean, I know I'll have enough pins on what I have. I don't know if I'm going to do this direct wired or matrix either. In theory, I could do it. Well, let's say if you need 4 each, so that's Well, actually, probably need 2 for each encoder. So you probably need 2 for each encoder, and then... Wait, where'd my plate go? Shit, hold on. Oh, I deleted my plate. Okay. Good catch there by me. Rename this to the case. Okay. So we need 8 pins for these. So there's 8 pins. I know we have that on the controller here. And then we need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So worst case scenario, we need 16. That'll work fine, so I'm not too concerned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to export this, and we will figure out the code part on a different day. But I'm just going to get these exported as individual files. My shaper is lagging, but that is fine. We'll save it as Escato deck. Then we're going to jump into Bamboo. We're going to set this up as a print, and we'll get it printing, because then I can actually stream building the thing tomorrow. All right, new project. Arrange these. I always like to have these kind of like aligned like that. It just makes me feel better. And then this also needs to flip over because we have the indents on it. So that means this also needs to rotate again. There we go. Center these. Are they centered? They are centered. Now what color do I want to print these? Does chat have any ideas what color this should be? I feel like it should be something cooler. I do have this color, which I actually I have 2 colors here I could show off. Let me switch the overhead. So this is called burnt titanium. It's kind of like a blackish green, which is pretty nice. I'm thinking I want to do one of these too. And then I also have like this purple, which is kind of nice. If that focuses on that. Maybe the purple. I'm thinking maybe the purple. What do you guys think? Which one? Purple or green? Purple or greenish blue? Maybe purple. Let me switch this over here. All right, greenish blue perps. I vote purple. Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm doing purple. Purple. Yeah, we got 3 for purple. Sorry, Xavier. We're going purple with this one. I have to switch that out. Where do I have my purple filament? Let me go switch that on the AMS system real quick. So I'm just gonna wait. I can do this. Forget. I can always do this. White. Okay, someone's voting for white. Are we being followed now by the camera? Yes, we are. So I'm gonna come back here. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but where is my purple? Purple, purple, purple. Nebula purple right there. Let's put this in AMS. Alright, so that... Oh my god, this thing's like following me and stuff. It's so weird. Alright, so... that is loaded up now. We have the purple in AMS slot 1. So let's just change that on my preview too. Let's go back here. And then let me reset my camera to just stop following me. Okay. Let's change the device. Oh, it's still loading it. I think I should be able to print this too on stream. It shouldn't be too loud. I mean, they have that new firmware now on the Bamboo, so it's like not super loud. It's actually pretty nice. But did that grab it yet? I think so, yes. Just change this to change it to that blue just so I know. Okay. So, sync our colors. Now, do I want to print this as a super fine layer height because I can? Probably we will. Yeah, we will. Let's do it that way. And then another thing I like to do in here, and this is kind of specific to the Bamboo Labs, but it also works on like Enders, is I actually come into the case and I add a height range modifier. And I go, I believe, let me see how tall it is. So I think this here is like 2.5, or is that 3? Let's go to the right side. .5, yeah. So I want to go from layer 2.5 up to layer, what is 19.6 or 20.6 minus 2.5, 18.1. So to layer 18.1. What kind of 3D printer do you have? Which bamboo do you have? I have a P1S combo, so P1S plus an AMS. That right there is a Neptune 4 Max. And then there is behind me an Ender 3 Max, and then there's 2 Ender 3 Pros. And then the one on the floor there is an Ender 3 that has a broken board. So I have to eventually put a new board in it, but I don't need more than, what is that, 5 printers? It's fine. I don't need to fix that one. So I don't want to spend the $40 to fix it, so I'm not going to. All right, so yeah. So what I have here is a height range modifier. And a tip with these Bamboo Labs printers that's kind of cool is we can go to the quality. Or is it quality? Wow, so many printers. Which one is your favorite? Bamboo. Bamboo 100% is my favorite. It just works. It just works. That's not to say the enders aren't good. Like my enders aren't. Go to chat view. Like the enders are good, right? I like the enders. They have clipper on them. I'm running them off right there. You can see that's a Sonic pad. So I have clipper on them all, and that Sonic pad will actually run all 4 of them, which is really nice. But the Bamboo just prints. I opened a thing and it just worked. Like I didn't have to do anything, no tuning. It just worked. But my enders, not to say like they're tuned in well. I've spent a lot of time, like 4 or 5 years working on enders, so I know how they work. But if you're gonna get a printer, just spend the money on the Bamboo if you can. It will just work. But what I'm doing here is specific to the Bamboo. And it would kind of apply to the enders, but I'm gonna add a modifier for the height range. I want to go, where is the setting? I'm looking for the wall setting. Why am I not seeing it here? Is it hidden? Hold on. Quality. Speed, no. I'm looking for the, wait, why is this setting not showing up? There should be, I want to do the setting where it does the inner outer versus, order of walls. Why is it not showing up? So it's an advanced, okay, quality advanced, okay. Quality, why is it not in there? Oh, that's why. I'm on Bamboo Studio. I want to be on Orca. I want to be on Orca Slicer. I forgot that I used that. Let me download Orca Slicer. That'll make my life way easier. I have an Ender 3 V3 S3 myself. How much would you say Clipper improved general print quality? Substantially. Clipper substantially improved print quality. The pressure advance along with, I'm replying to this. There, you can see it on screen now. So the pressure advance along with input shaping, I think those are kind of the same, but they both kind of work together and just give great quality. It really comes out great with Clipper. The stock stuff is also slow, so you can't go really that fast on like stock Marlin firmware. On Clipper, you can go really fast. So it's definitely worth it if you can get it. But let's switch back here. I want to download this. I want Orca Slicer because Orca is literally Bamboo, but better. Where's my download? Orca Windows Installer 1.9. That is what I want. This song is not bad. Windows protected your PC. Sure it did. Sure it did. This will come back in a second. There we go. Okay. So once I get Orca installed, I can actually get this printing with the setting I want. Great. I have a spare Pi Zero lying around. I'll look into configuring Clipper then. Yeah, I would recommend it. I would highly recommend it if you can. Let's also save this as a project just so I have it. Let me save it as a different one. Okay, do that. Close this down. We will remove this because Clipper or Orca or Bamboo bad, Orca good. Open this and I'll have to log in just so I can pull in my profiles. Unless I might actually pull in the profiles from the other one. But yeah, I do have to log in. So let me pull this over to the other screen once it eventually loads. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, get started. North America. It makes me have to select a printer. Okay. Just put one on it. Actually, no, we'll just put them all. I can show this part. The P1S. I have all these nozzles. Bamboo PLA Basic. And Bamboo Pet G are the ones I want. There, we'll do those. And then I should have that already, but that's fine. Okay, it wants me to install the network plugin again? Okay, fine. Install it again. Data Cobra, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Alright, so let me log in on the other screen. Do I know my password for this? Yes, I do. Okay. Yes, sync everything, and then also, a very important thing we have to do is enable dark mode, because light mode is painful. So let's go into here, enable dark mode. Ah, so much better. Okay, so let's open up, open project, we have desktop, Scuttledeck 3MF. Okay, so I have my profiles in here, everything's good, cool. What we can do is go to our height range modifier now. We should have, turn on advanced, quality. Yes, there it is. Okay, so now we have the setting that I want. So I can go to quality, and I want to change the wall order to outer to inner on the outer walls after it reaches over the little edge on the bottom. So if I slice this, I can actually show you what I mean here. So if we go down to the bottom layer, and we're looking at a 1 hour and 23 minute print, not bad. But so on these ones here, I want it to print the inner walls first. So you can see it comes to the inner wall and then it does the outer. Because these are overhangs, so that outer wall is an overhang while it's doing that little bevel on the bottom. If I did the outer first, it wouldn't actually print right, so it'd look really messy. But once I get to layer, what layer is that? It's 2.5. So right about here, it will switch to going outer, inner. So, it will, well, that one will do inner. Probably this next layer will do outer, inner. So yeah, you can see it does that one and then that one. And by doing it this way, by doing this outer wall first, it makes it just look a little bit smoother. So that's pretty nice. And I can actually probably just go up to 20.6. I don't need to do this on 18.1 and go all the way to 20.6. So I can go like that, reslice. And then we go up here. And yeah, you can see, because those aren't overhangs anymore. They're just a wall. But that should make it a little bit cleaner. You can see there's no support required here. It handles this overhang just fine there. And that is the board. The last thing, actually, that I want to do, that I always like to do in here, is I like to align my seam myself. Otherwise, for those of you who don't know, this is the seam, that's kind of in a decent spot. I don't like that being like on the front or anything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually put it right on the back of the board. I don't know if the hack will work on here, but I will try it. How can I get the back view? Did you try to use Charlie plexing for a keyboard? What is Charlie plexing? Charlie plexing. Oh, is this one of those like complicated matrices? I think this is the thing that like confuses the hell out of me, and I have no idea how it works. Charlie plug and also like screen that it was controlling skeptical archer. Yeah, I think this is what you use when you want to do like a matrix with more pins than you have. So like you have more required pins and they're available on your board. I don't mess with this. I'd rather just use a bigger board because this is confusing to me. Maybe one day I'll mess with it, but not yet. But if we go back in here, I want to get a view. Rear. There we go. That's what I want. So it's this Hack and Bamboo Studio that if you come in here, you can actually get a really straight line for your seam. So I can grab my seam tool. I can click there, and then I can press escape. I can click back. And it does work. Cool. So like, well, that kind of gave me a straight line. Kind of worked. Let's just see what that does. Let's just see how that looks. It's kind of okay. Living in the 40s, no LED space, too few pins isn't really a major issue. Yeah, I don't really mess with LEDs. I mentioned last stream I have LED strips on the way because I want to do like an accent, kind of like an accent bar up top, which would look cool. But those only require like 3 pins, I think, so nothing too crazy. I don't know if I like the placement of that. What I might actually do instead, this is probably actually simple enough to do this. Let's erase erase all painting. We will exit out of this, and then we will just simply go to our quality. Put the seam on the back. Let's just see where that goes. Okay, that's probably fine too. I think that's better than where it was. So yeah, that's ready to print. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply gonna press print. We'll just print this, and hopefully it's not, I don't think it'll be too loud. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, what we can actually start doing too is get the matrix a little bit defined. Now, I don't know how you define the encoders of the matrix. I think they just wire up to it. We'll be able to actually see this too in here. Is that? Yeah, that's starting. Cool. So if we go back to, make sure that I still have my chat open. Let's close these. Okay, so keyword layout editor. Okay, let's define our matrix now. So this will be obviously 0, 0. I'm thinking this will be 0, 0. I don't know if that's how they'll actually be detected as encoders, but I'm thinking probably. This will be 1, 0, 1, 1. Or no, this is actually 0, 0, 3. Yeah, because of how we'll wire it. 1, 2, 1, 3, and then 2, 0. Okay, so that should be our little matrix there. And then I can download the JSON. I'm just going to create a folder on my desktop for these. I can also delete these, but I'm going to create a folder. We're calling it the Scotto deck officially. That's what it's called. So let's export everything to here. Or you know what? Actually, what I could probably do, will I be able to log it? I'm not logged into GitHub. I'm not going to push them up yet, but I am going to get them into the, because I have the Scotto keeps here. So I can actually put it in here. And create a new folder, Scotto deck. Call that. We will drag our KLE in here. KLE.json. New folder. What would I name them? Yes, case. Then we'll also export everything from Shaper so I have it backed up. Super simple design here, nothing too complicated. But we will export this. I don't know if you can hear the printer in the background. Let me know, is the printer loud? Can you hear it? I don't think you'll be able to really hear it. Because I do have a noise gate on this mic too when it's like not doing anything. Alright, we will save that here. And then we'll export the step file so we have the actual CAD. Save each first layer independently. Export that. Then we'll also export the STLs. No printer sound. Cool. Alright, cool. So I can print on stream. Has the stream looked good too? I'm streaming at a way higher bit rate now than last time. Export that. Now, I don't think Windows has a rename tool like Mac, which is annoying. Yeah, I have to rename these each individually. Which is fine, but... copy that. What's a rename button on? Oh, it's that one, okay. Looking fine on my smartphone. Yep, hopefully, I hope this looks good after it uploads too. Like, if it looks fine right now, that's good. But after it's a VOD too, I hope that it would look good. Because the last ones kind of looked a little shitty. I wasn't too impressed with the quality of them. And these are only 1080p too, where normally my videos are 4K. But streaming at 4K is hard, so... I mean, I could do it, it's just my internet wouldn't handle it, that's all. So, we have everything in here. We have it printing. Yeah, I don't know what to do. What should I do now? I designed the board. It's pretty much ready. Tomorrow we'll do the actual build, I'm hoping. Either tomorrow or another day. I don't know if I want to stream every day, but what should I do now? What should I do at this point that I just finished this? I don't know if I want to get off the stream, but I don't really have any ideas. Does chat have any ideas? You want to do a Q&A right now or something? Like, I don't know what to do, because we just got the board printing back there. We still have the overhead cam, which is cool. Do you have a video about how to set up... Wait, let's do this. I have to remember to do that. Do you have a video how to set up an encoder? Is it much more complicated than a switch? So this board here is going to have 2 encoders on it. And I don't know how to do it. I know it's like 3 switches. It's nothing complicated. So if we look at an encoder, actually, let me switch to the overhead. We have multiple pins on it. I think it's 5 pins, actually. I think there's the voltage, ground, and then like a button pin, I think, and then it acts as like a direct because you can push them in, right? And then the other 2 are for the rotating left and right. So I think it's 5 pins. We'll figure that out though. We'll figure that out when I actually do the encoder. But as of right now, I don't know how to do them, so we'll have to decide on how to do it, figure it out. What keycaps you gonna put printed? Oh, actually, shit. Thank you, Wade. That actually reminds me. What I could do right now is this. So if we go back into Shaper, we will go back here, is I wanted to do the flat keycaps on this. So I have my extras. Tell us about what you're up to when you don't build keyboards. Keyboards, that's pretty much my life. Like, honestly, it's always keyboards. Or like video games, maybe like some Apex Legends, some Fortnite, watching some Netflix, Hulu. But it's mostly keyboards and YouTube stuff, honestly. Which, by saying that, my life is like YouTube and stuff, I should probably put out more videos, but, yeah. But anyway, let's go to... do I want to do them with these? Maybe I don't even have to, like, do anything fancy here. Maybe I can just do 1 through 8. Are the chamfered corners... Yeah, I think I'm just going to do... So, to answer your question, Wade, I think I'm just going to do these. I'm going to do these keycaps and just call it a day. Just have 8 letters on there. I could do something fancier, but this is really a quick thing to put together for just having for streams, and I don't want to pay $150 for the stream deck, so that's what I'm probably going to do. Alright, so... Are the chamfer corners just aesthetic, or is there a functional reason? Literally just aesthetic, that's it. Just so it looks good. They are a bit of a pain to print, though, because they can kind of, like, wobble down, because they are printing without support. They normally print fine, but it's just to make it look good. But that actually does remind me, I've kind of tried to do some boards with, like, more sharper angles, because sharper angles print better. Chamfered stuff doesn't print as nice. Or filleted, rounded doesn't print as nice, right? So if you have like a straight angle, it prints a lot nicer because the printer can just do that. And what I want to do actually is let's switch to my screen again. Keep the questions coming if you have questions. Let's make sure the printer's actually is that running auto leveling? Yeah. Let's make sure that this actually does start and doesn't go all wonky. Looks like it had shit all over the nozzle. That's the one thing with these bamboo printers, is that they don't clean the nozzle the best. I might actually have to replace that wiper too. I haven't done that yet, but and I've ran it for like 3 months. But let's see. Let's make sure this actually starts right. Let's see. The P1S camera is such shit too. It's just so, it is just so slow. It's literally 0.5 frames per second. 0.5 frames per second, which is just insane. It's a limitation of the board on the printer. It's how they keep the cost down, but yeah, you can probably see maybe behind me. Actually, let's mess with my new webcam, because I can do this. So I can actually point this, not that way, let's go to chat. So I can point my webcam there. I want to play with this thing on stream, and then we can like zoom in, and it's gonna look terrible. Oh wow, it actually doesn't look terrible. Holy shit! There's my ear. You can see there I am really. Yeah, you can see it printing back there. So it's printing back there, and then like with the overhead, or not the overhead, the screen, there's just a massive delay versus when it's actually printing. But, yeah, it's printing. So I guess that's what we got now. We got the printer printing. Should I just do my streams like this? So to fix that, put that back where it should. Yeah, this webcam's pretty cool, actually. It works good. So yeah, I don't know what else we should do here. We've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. This was a little bit, maybe not quicker than I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, this is still dope. How wait, there. Let's do this. This is still dope how you can watch it print even if it's low FPS. Yeah, no, so that's the only reason I use the like monitoring tool there, is just so I can see when the printer is either messing up or not. And I think since getting the P1S, I've only had like 2 or 3 print fails, and that was my cause. It wasn't the printer. So it just kind of prints. I've had my ender for 2 months at this point. I have printed both small and large items. I haven't had any spaghetti prints yet. Am I just lucky? Wait, let me recomprehend that. I kind of read it and then didn't comprehend it. I haven't had any spaghetti prints yet. You might just be lucky. 3D printing is just, it's a crapshoot at times too. You could have perfect prints for months, which happens a lot of the time with my enders back there. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they decide that that's the day that they're going to give you torture. So maybe you are just lucky. You might just be lucky. But, yeah, maybe lucky for now. Or maybe you're doing something right. One or the other. Yeah. What do I have on my phone here? Oh, wait, I have to be careful because I'm forgetting that that's, like, you can see my stuff there. Because I have the overhead in the top right, which is kind of nice. You can kind of see this stuff, and then I do have this frame. We can actually do this right now. Let's mess around with this, because I can. I have my monkey type one. I don't have a mic set up yet for monkey type, but we can do this. Chalk spacing is rough. Do you announce anywhere when you stream? I didn't know you were streaming until I was about to go to bed. I announced it on Discord. I got to get better about it. I don't know how it works with YouTube either, because like I scheduled this earlier, right? And it was scheduled for like 10 p.m. and then I went live, and then turned out it wasn't actually live. So like it wasn't actually doing anything. So I tried to schedule it so there were people waiting. I think there's like one person waiting, but it didn't end up going live. So I was like, what the hell? Then I manually went live. I want to get on like a schedule. I just don't know like what's the best time to do this. I mean, right now we're pulling 21 viewers. It's 11:30 my time, so Eastern time. What time zone are you all in right now? Actually, let me do this for some like data. Let me get some data here. What time zone? Xavier says I want a 3D printer so bad. Yeah, I did years ago. I got one. I started with a tiny one, and then once you get one, you'll turn into me and have 5 of them sitting behind you. So Previn is Central, EST. Okay, Central, Pacific, Eastern. So it looks like a lot of Central. I know my first stream too, I had a lot of Central people, which was Central is 2 hours, right? That's 2 hours, right? I'm pretty sure. 10:30. Oh no, it's an hour. So Central's an hour behind. Pacific, I know, is 3. So yeah, does this time work for you guys? Does 10 p.m. Eastern work? Is that good? I feel like that's good because it kind of hits like all 4 time zones for the most part. It's not so good for international. So like if I stayed live right now for a little longer, around midnight, I'll start getting more of the international people because it's a little bit later there. But I think 10 p.m. probably works. It's 5:30 a.m. in France right now. I don't know what time zone, though. That's true. All right, so 10 p.m. works for you. I like 10 p.m. too, because that's when everyone's sleeping in my house. My brother's awake, as you saw earlier. He's awake, but my parents are sleeping, so there's no one like really walking around, and I can kind of stream at this time. Let's check in. Let's see if this is actually printing still. It is. We can switch back, and you can see. What are these buttons? Are these new buttons? What the hell? Video. Camera settings. Auto record monitoring. What's that? Auto record monitoring. Oh, I can hear that printer now. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I hear it in my, yay, no spaghetti. Yeah, I don't see the printer like coming across either, so that's good. Yeah, I hear it definitely. It's definitely ripping back there, but yeah, I don't know. What is this setting? What is this auto record monitoring? Auto record monitoring. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. All right, so I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to grab something real quick. All right, so what I want to do, average millimeters per second with clipper. I think on my enders, I'm at 150. I think I'm like at 300 travel, 150 printing speed. My bamboo behind me is printing at like 250 or something, I think. Somebody touching my spaghetti. Oh, man. What a great meme. Let's clean up some of this stuff here because I want to show you is I want to talk about the next video I'm doing, which is on the Scato Katana, which you already saw the typing test of the main one. Actually, see, I can show you that. Let's do that first. Let me put this off to the side. Let's look at the current Scato Katana because we can. So switch back to the screen. We will go to... no, I don't want to close that yet. Is that variations? No, these... Do I want to zoom in on my ear? I'm going to zoom in on my ear. You guys can get a close-up. I want to show you. So that... Is it zooming? These are the Moondrop Blessing to Dusk. They're different than the other ones. So they're not the variations. And that is a close-up angle. These are my best IEMs I own, I think. Not my most expensive. Those are the FH7s when I bought those, the Fios. But these ones are good. I enjoy them. They sound really good. They're massive, though, so they can be a little painful at times. But I got like a good fit on them now. But, yeah, let's go to screen. So I want to go here. I want to show you. Let me pause my music. Oh, wait, I have it playing on. Will this work? Yes, it did. So let's look at this. Can you guys hear that? Do you hear that good? So yeah, like you get the idea. That's the integrated plate. So you can see the wiring here on this one. This is the integrated plate. So that plate means it's built directly into the case. There was basically printed with a bunch of support material. But what I wanted to show here was the gasket mount one. So we have two of them here. Now, which one is the one that I'm actually building? Did I grab that one? Yeah, I did. So it's one of the, is this one. This one's the one I'm building. Actually, wait. No, that's not. Okay. So what we have here is the gasket mount. This is the prototype one, so I'm going to put this here. And you can see that we have the gasket material there, right? So it's like a gasket. And then we have the plate that will sit on that gasket, and it will kind of sandwich in between. So it kind of like will sponge. You can see it's a little spongy there, which is nice. Lift the curtain. How many typing tests do you normally do before you get the one that makes it into your video? 3 or 4. Probably about 3 or 4. It depends on the board too. This one was a little bit harder because it's obviously a different layout, but probably 3 or 4 on average. But that is the first prototype, and I also multicolored it. I printed it really at a really fine layer height. This was printed at 0.12, so you can see like there's no layer lines. It looks really good. 6.25 U spacebar. But this one here is the actual board that we're going to be building on a video here soon, because I actually got everything in stock. So let me grab another thing. All right, so I got these. Lots of stuff to show here. Shout out to hot glue guns. Yes. Actually, I was looking recently for a hot glue gun because I just use a cheap one right now, which works fine. But I wanted like a battery powered one, and it's really really hard to find a good hot glue gun. But first, let's look at these. So this is the gasket material I'm going to be using. So these are like literally pre-cut gaskets of pour-on foam. So there's these little pieces here, 2mm thick. And it's not too gaskety, actually, now that I feel. This is the first time actually messing with this. I might have wanted to go like 4mm on this, but this might be fine. This might be fine. How many boards of each of your own designs do you build? What do you mean? How many boards of each of your own designs do you build? Typically one, if I'm reading that right. Typically, I'll just build one. This one I'm building two because it's a different design technically. And then I'll build them as commissions. Like when people want a commission board from me, I'll of course like build it for them, get the parts in and stuff. But actually, I have a board behind me that I'm going to be doing that with soon too. Is the Scotto Elp. I'm doing a modified Scotto Elp. But let's put some music back on because I accidentally paused this and left it paused. Put that back on. And what I wanted to talk about here is that's the material. So that's the gasket material there, which should be fine. And then I also have these O-rings here because I wanted to try that. This was the original idea, is I was going to do like an O-ring mount. But I kind of went away with that idea when I figured out that I could just get the pour-on. I could just get this material. So I went with this instead of the O-ring mount. But maybe I'll do something with that. So I have this here, and then I have some really long screws to try that with. But I'll put that over here. What I want to show you on this, though, is kind of the actual design. And also, let's look at this really quick. That was a different build plate I was messing with. You can kind of see it has like a texture to it, but it did not stick well at all, so not really useful. But basically, we have a 3-part design here. So we have the bottom part where the controller, if I can find my controller, so I can show you this. Where'd I put the little Pro Micro? Where'd my Pro Micro go? I lost my Pro Micro, didn't I? No, I did not. It's right there. Okay. So this one's designed to work with this RP2040 Pro Micro. So there's the RP2040. We have the bottom case right here. It just slots into there. You can see it's a perfect fit. USB port fits perfectly. But because this is gasket mount, you can see that the USB port wouldn't work. So we have the cutout on the top part that would sit on top. And then it's kind of like a perfect fit right there. So that works really nicely. And we'll just layer the foam on here. So we'll put foam on the bottom here. The plate will sit on that foam like that. We'll give it like a sponginess. And this top layer will go on top to kind of seal everything together. So it's going to float between basically like 2mm underneath and then 2mm on top. And it should have a good gasket feel. And this is printed solid too. So this thing's completely solid, which yet again, I will be right back. Oh my god, I'm like rolling around. Rolling. Let's grab my headphones again. So, what I want to show you is because it's printed completely solid, that's how much the board weighs without anything on it. 221 grams, which equates to almost half a pound. So, without any copper or anything in this, it's almost half a pound, which is nice, but once you add all the switches and everything in it, it's going to get heavy. It'll be about a pound. The other one, the integrated plate, is about a pound also. But the switches for this I'm going to be using are these. I found these on AliExpress. These are the bubblegum made on 2023. Zuchi? I don't know how you say it. There's the specs on them. They're pom nylon housing. I think it's nylon housing. Let's see if we can find them here. Let's see if we could search up the what is it? Zuchi? Z-U-O-C-E bubblegum. Okay. Right here. So they're KP Republic ones. They're pretty affordable too. Not bad. I got the 4-pack, so I paid less than that actually on AliExpress. I think I paid 20 for 4 packs. So what is that? 35 times 4. That's 140 switches for 20 bucks. Not bad. But they are, I'm looking for these specs on the housing. Right here. So stem material is POM plus SL. What is SL? So bottom housing nylon. Let's take a switch on and take a look at it. They feel pretty good. And the reason I chose these though isn't like for the switch itself. I chose them because I thought that they would match with the colorway to the board I'm trying to make. So if I'll pull one of each out here, and they're actually packaged really nicely. So you can see they come in like these individual little blue and pink packs, but we will grab a pink one also. Just so I can kind of show you these. Get that out. So I think they will look really nice on this board because it will match with the pink kind of thing there. But that bottom housing is supposedly nylon. Top housing, wow, they are really smooth though. I don't know if you can hear that. But yeah, they're linear and they should sound good. I think they're going to sound good on the board, 5-pin. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be using in this. These back. But what else is it? It's a 22mm. Let's actually pop one open. Why not? We can. Do I have a switch opener though? I don't know if I have a switch opener near me. Do I have a switch opener? I do, right here. Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. Put my Q-tips back in here. I have those for cleaning up flux on boards. So let's pop one open. I just want to see. I don't know if they're pre-lubed either. I don't think so. I probably will be lubing these even though I despise that process. They are, it looks like, pre-lubed. So they have a 2-stage spring, which is kind of nice. It makes it a little more rounded feeling, I guess. And they are, yeah, they are pre-lubed. So maybe I won't lube these. It doesn't look too terrible either. It's a little thin on the other half, not too balanced, but it's back together. Ow, stab myself with the switch. How does this go back? Which way? This way. Yes. Okay. Almost lose the switch. Okay. That's back together. Put that back in here because I don't want to lose these. I'm gonna put the pink one. Did I put the pink one back? Yes, I did. Okay. All right. What do we have going on in chat here? Anyone have questions? Anything anyone wants to ask? Because I might end this because I don't really know what else to do now. We kind of got what we wanted to do done. I see we have 22 viewers, but no one's saying anything. You guys gotta talk. Give me stuff to talk about, because I'll talk all night, honestly. But yeah, I'm excited for this board. Put this away somewhere. But actually, show this too. These are those weights from earlier. So you can get, wow, that's actually that heavy. Hold on, wait. Okay, so 4 of these is almost a pound. How many can I fit in here? Make it too heavy. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Unless actually... Did my... I want to make sure that my chat didn't die. Oh no, alright, yeah, it didn't die. I just wanted to make sure because I'm using like this plugin. Have you tried silent switches on a 3D printed board? No, but I want to try... Switch this back to chat view. Why is this switching? What the hell's going on here? All right, there we go. Have you tried silent switches on a 3D printed board? No, I have not. I've wanted to try silent switches, but I think they use a like silicone layer on the bottom, which might be a little bit weird. So I don't know. I want to try them eventually, but I like the sound of boards, so silent isn't really the biggest thing for me. Have you tried the Super Mini? We can pop this up. Have you tried the Super Mini NRF 5284? No. And let's actually talk about that. So the Super Mini, this is a straight up clone of the Nice Nano, right? Screen. This is a straight up clone of the Nice Nano. And obviously clones are bad a lot of the time, but I don't see too big of an issue with like keycaps for the most part, or like switches for the most part. I don't really see a massive issue there. Yeah, it is infringement on stuff, yeah. But typically those are like companies, typically, that they're knocking off. But this here is knocking off the real Nice Nano, which is designed by just one dude. This is like his thing, and then he kind of sells it to other shops. It's just like one guy. It's not like a massive company. So this is straight up knocking it off, and it uses something with its like power circuit. I don't know the exact specifications, but it has worse battery draw than like the real Nice Nano, so you're gonna get worse battery life. Although you can, I think there's like a way you can modify it. And on this site, I mean, the price isn't even that much better. It's definitely cheaper on AliExpress. I think it goes for like $7. But the real Nice Nano is about 25 bucks. It's $25. And when you buy the Nice Nano from, you know, an authorized shop or whatever, you're more than likely supporting the real creator because they probably source it directly from him. This one, you're supporting some company in China that just literally ripped this off. So that's my opinion on the Super Mini NRF 52840, is that I would avoid it because it's literally a ripoff of the real Nice Nano, and it's not as good. And if you're buying from the US, you're going to pay basically like only $10 less than a real nice Nano. So kind of doesn't make sense. What else we got in chat here? Any other questions we have? This is turning into a Q&A now. Well, that rinse behind me. I want to see what the status is on that, actually. Oh, wow. See, this is the thing with the bamboo printers. They just kind of, they rip. They just go. Well, for someone on a budget, it does make sense, right? Yes, if you cannot, so if you cannot afford the real nice Nano and you absolutely want to do wireless, I mean, yeah, you could get that. You just have to be aware that you aren't supporting the creator of the nice Nano, so the real nice Nano. You're supporting a direct clone of it that isn't as good as it, basically. Whereas for maybe a little bit more, you can get the real one. But also, I think another thing that people will commonly go with the NRF one is, or the Super Mini, is that it's cheaper to get internationally. Like, I think getting a nice Nano, like in most international places, like $35, $40, right? Which is pretty expensive for one board, especially if you need like two of them. You're gonna be looking at probably $60 with shipping for two nice Nanos, or $70 with shipping, which is a lot. That's a lot. But the Super Mini it's a knockoff of it. So if you cannot afford the real one, you can do that. Or just go wired. You can just go wired and use any of the number of wired boards out there. Like you can get Picos, you can get these black ones I saw on my site, but they're also on AliExpress. And these are cheap too. So these are cheap, they work good. And ZMK is annoying. Like ZMK is a little annoying because it's not as well supported as QMK. I like QMK and Vile. For me in India, the nice Nano costs 2,500 RS per. What is that? Is that 2,500 rupees, right? 2,500 RSD to USD. $30 for, is that with shipping though, Lance? Is that 2,500? If that's the proper conversion, $30 US, that's not too terrible. They're 25 for us here in the US. I mean, I'm guessing with shipping, it's a lot more. It's probably about 10, 15 bucks for shipping on that, of course. But $5 more than a regular nice Nano is not terrible, because that's what we pay for them here is 25. But I guess, I mean, 25 per board, I say that like that's cheap. That's still a lot for a board. It's definitely a lot. Okay, yeah, 30 without shipping. Yeah, that's pricey. Yeah, the nice Nano is surprisingly expensive in Canada. It's barely ever on stock. The nice Nano's been in stock a lot more recently. It's the nice views that are hard to find. Someone was mentioning that earlier. I think it was Thomas. I think it might have been Thomas. The nice views are really cool. I mean, I have it actually right here. What am I even showing you that with? I can actually show you real nice views. So these are nice views right here. And if I want to take this apart, I'm not going to take it apart. I've thought about doing it, but those are nice views. They're like OLED. They're really low power draw. They're great little displays. They're like 20 bucks each too. So if we're talking this board here, strictly, if you're getting nice views and two nice Nanos, because that's what this board is, it's $50 USD for the nice Nanos and then another 40. So we're looking at $90 just for the main like components on this board, which that's a lot, right? That's a lot for that. They're great components, but that's pricey. So definitely not the best option all the time. That's why I kind of shy away from like wireless stuff too, is that it's expensive to do it. Although I do have a board behind me back there that is going to be wireless with a nice Nano, but that's just a single nice Nano, so that's not like too crazy. But yeah, nice views are cool though. They have like this new, let me actually look. I want to show you because it's from the Lily 58. Have, because I think it shows the displays on here. Oh, go figure. There's my video right there. All right. Lily 58 wireless. Did they? Nice view. There was something with the screens on here that's cool, but I can't find it now. Are they cheap, nice view alternatives? You can get just, well, not for wireless, really. I think you can hook up a regular OLED to, like, a nice Nano, but it's going to have power draw issues. So, like, if we go to the power, so let's go to the power profiler. So this is a cool tool here. You can go to the power profiler, zmk.dev/power profiler, and you can select your boards. So we'll say a nice Nano V2. We'll do a split. We'll have, let's do worst case scenario, it never goes to sleep. With a 110 battery, you're going to get 1 week on the main and then the peripheral 2 months. But if we add a display, you'll see with an OLED, it drops drastically. So like with just a regular OLED, we're looking at 16 hours versus without it, 1 week. So you're basically dropping like a massive amount. But with the nice views, it goes up to 6 days. So you can see the difference is basically negligible if you're using a nice view. So they're really good, but you can just get a regular OLED and use like, you could do that, I guess. Can I use TRS to power other half of my board with ZMK? No. So this is what we're responding to. ZMK, it only works with wireless. There's no way to connect the two halves over wired as of now. I don't know if they're adding support. We can look. Let's see. Are they adding support? ZMK. Wired split keyboard support. Yeah, I don't think it's possible yet. So no, you can't do that. Which is fine, I guess. Maybe, I think someone actually asked this in my Discord recently about it, is that you can get 5 volt. I think if you can get 5 volt, you could technically power it maybe, but I don't know if there's any way to like confirm it's safe and shit. So I don't know too much on that. I just know that it's not like officially supported. But let's actually go back to the other question about nice view alternatives. I'll just show you some 128 by 64 OLED. So actually, Kyle, what screens would you suggest for a wired corn build? These right here that we're looking at. That is so expensive on here. Jesus, that's pricey. Adafruit's always expensive. Amazon OLED 128 by 64. For an OLED, actually on a corn, you want 130 by 32. So these are the screens, something like this. These are what a typical corn uses, just a 128 by 32, and then you just connect it to the 4 pins on it. Super easy to do. They typically have the breakouts for it anyway. Like, you don't have to do anything special, but these are what you would get. Something like this. They're all pretty much the same. You want to make sure that it is the SSD 1306, because that's what QMK supports. It supports other ones too, but this is what the corns use, is SSD 1306. This has not been updated in so long. I swear it's been longer than 3 years since it's been updated, but... trying to look. Yeah, so you can see on here. I mean, I assume you probably know, but you just have the OLED pads. You basically get the headers and pop them in there, and then it just pretty much works. The one thing on the corns is a massive pain in the ass, though, are these pads. So these ones right here, like really zoom in here. These pads right here, you have to bridge them, and they're kind of annoying to like bridge. At least on my first like few corn builds, they're really hard to get bridged. If you don't bridge those, your OLED won't work. So you have to make sure, and you have to do them on the right side too, because the PCBs are mirrored. But yeah, that actually made me think. I do want to do something. I want to get KiCad on this computer, because this is my streaming computer. Let's download KiCad, because I wanted to look at, I can do PCB stuff. So I'm just going to download this for right now. What am I trying? Get it from GitHub, really? Oh, okay. Download unverified file. I have the Lily 58 Glow PCB. What is this? And it doesn't have pads for the power switch. So you don't need a power switch on a wired or a wireless board. You can use Deep Sleep, which is a ZMK feature. That's what I use on my wireless ones. My cases I sell for the corn actually don't have switch cutouts either, because Deep Sleep just mostly works. But you can also add like a locking layer. You don't need a power switch. It's nice to have, but you don't need it. It's really only an issue if like you put it in a backpack and like you have a computer in there too that could be active while it's closed somehow, which isn't going to really happen. So it's mostly going to be just typing nothing if it is typing. But yeah, if you don't have a power switch, what I've seen people do is they use the TRS. You can kind of put it in between here and then route it through there and then out. There's some stuff with that. Let me see if I can find it. Wireless. There's a blog post I had from a long time ago. There's a way you can do it with the TRS pad. Is that it? No, that's a... Wait, is this it? No. That's super bad. The hot glue method. There's a way you can do it with the TRS. TRS footprint for power switch. Here's my solution. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, so right here. Is this right? Oh my god, why is that so zoomed? Jeez. Wait, there we go. Okay, so yeah, here you go. This will help you. So you can see, that is such a low quality image. So I'm actually gonna paste this in the chat so you can get this. That post. Oh, well, my chat wasn't scrolled either. There's people saying stuff and I couldn't see it. So yeah, you can see how that kind of works. What would be some advice for getting into soldering? I want to make a macro board you made recently, but the soldering part is keeping me from doing it. Are you talking about the Scotto 9? This macro pad, the little one? Is that one you want to do? Or did I do another macro pad recently? But alright, yeah, let's talk about soldering, I guess. So that's what we're replying to. I like doing that. I can show like people's comments on screen. Advice for getting into soldering. Basically, soldering, all you have to know is solder will flow towards heat, right? That's literally it, is that if you have two pieces of metal with heat on both of them, so you have your iron, right? You have your iron. You have your heat here. You have your copper. Do I have a copper wire I can kind of show you? We use a Q-tip as an example. So if you have your soldering iron, this is your copper wire. As long as you have heat on both of those, the solder will flow to both. So if you try to connect, say, two Q-tips like this, you want to get heat on both of them. So you want to get it on both, you heat them up enough, and then you just pull your solder in, it will flow to both of them, and it will just work. It was the frog map, yeah, the Scotto frog. I have a case for that around here too. Yeah, the Scotto frog's not a bad one to start with. If you're a little bit intimidated about starting soldering, really don't be. It's easy to do. Another tip, a big tip, is this here. Will this camera focus on this? This is good solder. This is 6337 leaded solder. This is Kester solder. It's like the kind of industry standard for keyboards, at least. If you have good solder, so good leaded solder, even though a lot of people give me shit for using leaded solder, if you have good leaded solder, it makes your life a lot easier because it's what's called euclitic. 63. I know I'm not showing my screen right now. I'm just gonna search it up. Eutectic, which basically means this word here, eutectic. That means that the solder will heat up, it will melt and cool, so melt and freeze at the exact same temperature, or within like the same temperature range. So it just makes it really easy to work with. So if you have good solder and a good temperature controlled iron, so this here is the one that I always recommend, which you can't actually get this one anymore. This one's discontinued. It's the TS100. It's been replaced by the TS101. I have links in my videos to this if you do want to pick one up, affiliate link, you know, wink, wink there. But this here is what you want to use. I just saw, I did come through. Thank you, Martin, for that. Good morning, Keeb nerds. Thank you for that. I just wanted to show you that it pops up when I get a dono now. I wanted to test that. That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, going back to this. This is the TS100, which I can plug this in and show you. Soldering, so we're replying to Grandmaster Wukong's comment right now for anyone joining right now on getting started in soldering. So this here is a temperature controlled soldering iron, right? If I press that, it'll heat up and I will burn myself. I'm not going to do that, but actually I will. I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to touch it. So you can see that this is going to get really hot. Now I have to make sure I don't touch this while I'm trying to talk to you guys, but that's going to go to 300 degrees, or I have it set to, what do I have it set to? 360. I typically go around 300. That's a pretty safe bet to go. But 300, it will hold it there. It will hold that temperature, and it just makes it easier than using like one that doesn't have temperature control. I have to make sure I don't burn stuff, so I'm going to put that there and keep an eye on it for a second. But it will basically, I have another one I can show. it'll just hold the temperature right, and it just makes it easier. If you get one of those cheapo ones, it's not going to work as well. So you could cheap out and get a $20, $30 soldering iron, but these are like 60 bucks. They're not that much more. So I'd highly recommend going with a good iron, getting good 6337 solder, and then that's really all you need. And ventilation, I have off to my side here. I can actually show you. This is so cool. Watch this. Watch. No, wrong way, other way. You can kind of see it. This here, you don't need this. You don't need this, but this is a HEPA filter because solder itself, the lead in the solder it doesn't vaporize like at the temperatures that we're dealing with. You do get it on your hands, which is bad, but the flux that's within it, so all solder, like the actual solder here, most of it, it's what's known as rosin core solder, which is a flux, which helps it like prevent oxidation and bind stuff better. That stuff's very bad for you. You don't want to breathe that. So that's just kind of keep that in mind, that you want to be ventilating your stuff pretty well so you don't breathe those flux fumes in and get sick, because it makes you feel sick. You've probably seen on a lot of my videos, like towards the end, of like spacing out until I got this filter and fixed my kind of setup there so I don't like die from it. But yeah, what else we got here? We're doing like a Q&A at this point because we kind of got what I wanted to do done pretty fast on this stream. So let me see what I have in here. Someone's responding to me on Discord. Or don't vent and enjoy the fun. Yeah, nah, flux fumes aren't like a get high type of thing. Flux fumes are a fuck you up kind of thing. They will mess you up. You will feel like hell at the end of it. You can feel sick from them and stuff. They're not fun to breathe. You don't want to. And they always have a tendency to like go right towards your face for whatever reason. Just kind of how it works. So having my filter here, it's like nice. Or get a fan to at least blow the fumes out of your face. That's a best option there. Anyone else finding keyboard layout editor not loading? Is keyboard layout editor down? Oh no, it's up. Okay. All right. So can't you use lead-free solder? Yes, you can. I do not recommend it. I don't recommend lead-free solder. If it's all you can get in your country, because a lot of countries have restrictions on it. Actually, I can show you a video of mine. I have this video that I can drop. I'll link you to it, Grandmaster Wukong. I made this video a long time ago. How to improve your handwired keyboards. This was in my old like setup too, when I was using a teleprompter. But I get there's a lot of comments on here like about lead-free solder, and a lot of people give me shit for it about like being so hard on the leaded solder. Lead-free solder, it's fundamentally worse. Like it is actually fundamentally worse. It oxidizes your tip faster. It's not as strong. It doesn't look as good. It's just harder to work with, and it's not as good as leaded solder. The 6337 alloy that I recommend and most people use, the leaded solder, it just works. You can just use it and it works good. Was soldering for several hours and breathe a bunch of flux. That was a good night. If it's good for you, it would not be good for me. It is painful. It is bad. I've been using lead-free for a while, and it's great. I mean, if you can use it, certainly that's fine. You know, avoiding lead, I'm not going to, like, tell anyone to not avoid lead. Like, that's... Probably should avoid lead, right? The issue with lead solder it's not the fumes. I said it a little while ago. It's not the fumes that's the issue, right? Because once you're getting to like 400C, then it can start to vaporize lead fumes. But when you're at like 300C, you're not going to be worried too much about breathing in lead fumes. You're going to be worried more about when you get on your hands and then say I go upstairs to eat or whatever, I'm going to be ingesting lead if I don't wash my hands. So that's the worry with leaded solder, is you have to make sure you wash your hands after using a wash of good so you don't have like lead residue. So yeah, lead-free, not the greatest. If you can use it, definitely use it if you can. But I would avoid it because leaded it works better. It works better in my experience. Let's see what my work is at. Oh, nice. That is actually looking good. We're getting a print going. That plate kind of looks thick too. Did I make that too thick? Did I make that? Ooh, this song is ooh. All right, gotta go. Thanks for the help. Good night, Lance. All right, what do we have? I feel like I made this plate. No, it's 3mm. Why does that look so thick here? What the hell? That looks really thick, doesn't it? Doesn't look like 3mm. It's good morning here. Well, good morning to you. It is midnight here. That is 3mm. Wait, no, is it? Yeah, no, that's 3 mil. Weird. Why does that look so thick? Maybe it's just the color playing tricks on me? Did I put that the right orientation too? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's good. So that... I mean, this thing's going to be done in 42 minutes. I don't think I can keep the stream going for another 42 minutes. Chat's kind of slow tonight. I got what I wanted to do done. This kind of doesn't have a direction at this point. We're just kind of chilling now. But, yeah. Let's actually prepare what I can do right now. Let me go to this and then we'll do that. I've been tinkering with KMK. I'm liking the ability to change key codes without having to recompile. You can do that on KMK, right? You can just you just change your key map and it's stored on the Pi, right? Like on the RP2040, it's stored locally, so you can just change it. I just use Vile when I want to do that, but that'd be cool too. Have you considered SMD for your boards? Are you saying like a fully integrated PCB? I think that's what you're saying. I've considered it. I just haven't done it yet. That's all. I think in the live stream a few days ago, I actually talked about it. I want to do an RP2040 circuit, but probably my first one is going to be a 32U4, so a typical Pro Micro chip. You can see in the top right here, probably this chip. Just not this board, but like the actual 32U4 chip itself, because that circuit's just really common. It's pretty easy to do, but RP2040 would be better. So eventually I'm going to. My Scotto 34 PCB is all SMD components, but it's not like an SMD circuit on it. It's just the board is connected to it. But what I wanted to do is let's go into here. Let's create a new project. No, discard those. And I'm probably going to actually reprint that plate too, because I kind of wanted to do it solid. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little Stream Deck thing. I'm not going to waste filament reprinting it. So let's go to my documents, my streaming. Or no, I want to go to documents, projects, Scotto Keybs. Let's go to extras, Scotto caps. We're going to do the flat caps, and then we want legends. Wait, why are these all like that? Hold on, wait. Did I resave them like that? Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh, that makes my life so much easier. I used to have these saved as an entire massive thing. It was a pain in the ass to deal with, but I have them like this, which makes it so much easier. So I want 1 through 8, and that's it. That's all I want, 1 through 8. I'm gonna load these files in. It will arrange them really. Oh shit! I don't want to do that yet. That's a little annoying how that's doing that. Let's go here. Let's just assemble them. I mean, not the most annoying thing in the world, but it's still pretty annoying. Do this, assemble. Good night, robot. Assemble. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I can move these without screw that all up. So I'm printing it in that weird color. Maybe I do the keycaps the same color too. I'm gonna do the keycaps the same color, but the text I'm gonna do in let's change it to like this blue maybe. I mean, it's not actually blue, but we'll probably do them in like white. We'll change that to white eventually, or we can do that now. We can actually set this to white. There we go, so you get an idea. So what I'm gonna show you with these is kind of how I print these. These are on the repo if you're not aware. So you can print them yourself, but I want to see actually, is there epidemic sound like rock? I wish I could listen to like grunge or something, but I can't listen to my real music. I have to listen to this copyright free stuff, otherwise I'd have to mute the whole VOD. So that's why I forced myself to listen to this. Rock, epidemic sound. Sure, let's see what they got in here. Let's see if it sounds corporate-y or not. All right, so we have those. What are your thoughts on 3D printing in a vacuum? I don't know if it would change anything. I don't know. I mean, I know someone made a printer that prints underwater. Oh my god, this music is not it. I am going back to what we had. I am not feeling this. Where was I? Go back there. Okay. So yeah, those are the keycaps. And the thing with these flat caps, in order to get them to print right, because they have like a skew to them, you can kind of see it right here. They kind of like to rotate on the stem. So what I do is they're rotated by default. They're 0.625 rotation clockwise, so you can kind of see they're not perfectly aligned. But I also select them all, and then I print them at a 45-degree angle. Not 45. So I print them like that. And I'll select these all and then center them also. And that just kind of helps. And then the last thing I do is I set the... Where is it? The seam to the back. Slice that. So you can see they're aligned like that. And that will print very nicely and clean. And not too long, 47 minutes to print them. And those will be my buttons for the Stream Deck once I can print them tomorrow. Not the Stream Deck, the Scotto Deck, we're calling it. Put that in the back corner also. But yeah, that's I think that's what I got tonight. I think that's it. We've been live for 2 hours. Why 45 degree? I'll answer that. So the 45 degree is just, I mean, it's so I can align the seam mostly. So I can align that seam to that back corner instead of like aligning it in a different spot. But it also helps with the rotation on the stem, because these flat ones, I don't have any here to show you, but the key itself, I can actually show you in Shaper. We'll do this. So we have in Shaper, where are my keycaps? Extras. I don't know if they're actually rotating. They might be. Let's see. Is that Comic Sans? Yep, it is Comic Sans on the keycaps. This one isn't. This is the originals. You can kind of see that they're rotated. So you can see that if I draw a straight line here. So if I draw a line from here to here, it's very hard to see, but you can see there is a slight rotation to them. Kind of see right there. And that's just because something with FDM printing, it results in these keycaps being skewed, so they'll be rotated either clockwise or counterclockwise. So I counteract that by rotating them, and then rotating them again in the software helps a little bit more to align them better. So I kind of like do that in 2 spots. And then also by doing the 45 degree, you get the inner seam gets on the stem there instead of like on one of these parts. So it helps with like interference issues, so you don't have interference with the switches. So just it kind of just makes them print a little bit more accurate, I guess. But yeah, those are them. I'm going to print those tomorrow or later tonight, actually, after that finishes behind me. Let's see how that's doing. I hear it doing the infill right now. Yeah, that purple looks really nice. I think that's going to look good. It's going to be USB-C. So yeah, my plan is that I want to build this tomorrow. So my plan is hopefully tomorrow I'm going to actually have a properly scheduled live stream. But does Friday work for you guys either, actually, now thinking about it? Because a lot of people I know go out on Friday. Would Friday be a good day to stream? Would anyone here be interested in a Friday stream? Or what days work best for people? Like, I'm just trying to gauge this whole thing. I don't want to overdo it either. You know, I don't want to stream too often because I feel like I got to do videos still, right? Because the videos are what really get me views and like stuff like that. These streams just sit around like 20, 25 viewers, which is fine. I mean, it's fun. But, you know, is Friday good, or what other days would you guys like to be seeing streams? Because I feel like right now we're getting all the viewers for probably international, like the people 6-7 hours ahead of me now. Maybe I'm getting people from 9 p.m. in like California time too. So I'm not sure. But yeah. I don't know. I do have to schedule these better though, for sure. I definitely do have to schedule these better because I think if I had people waiting for them, it'd probably be a little bit better. Because I don't think many people actually even know I'm live right now. Other than if you're like going on YouTube, like there was no hype for this stream, right? It was kind of just, I went live, there I am. So I think if I had them like actually scheduled properly, that'd probably be like a lot better. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. But I think I'm going to end this now. I'm going to try, I like this time since I just came to school and the hop on the stream. So yeah, maybe I'll try, I'm going to try it again tomorrow, probably 9 or 10. I'm thinking 9 or 10 Eastern tomorrow again, to build that board behind me, which will probably be a little bit of a longer stream because I'm building a hand-wired board. But, yeah, 6 a.m. for you. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to try to do an actual scheduled stream. So I go live at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. You'll actually see it. And hopefully, so this will probably give me, I'm thinking if I schedule the stream, it'll give like a 12-hour period or whatever. People like being like, oh, Scotto's going to be live at this time. So they'll know when to hop on the stream instead of just being like, oh, I got a notification. Or maybe they'll go on YouTube. Maybe people will actually be like excited for the stream. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm getting a dry throat now because I've been talking for 2 hours now. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what I got tonight. I'm going to print this case, and it looks like it's printing fine. Looks like it's printing. I just did the little overhang there, which is perfect. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to get this stuff printed for tomorrow, and then tomorrow we're going to be doing a build stream, and we will probably figure out how the encoders work. So it might be a longer stream tomorrow, actually, because we'll probably do the code and the actual build. So we'll see, but I'm going to end it. If anyone has any last questions before I go, let me know. I'll give it a few seconds just to see. I see we still have like 20 people on, so. I actually can show this real quick. Yeah, so this is printing good, but yep. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to stream again. I'm going to hopefully try again tomorrow. Thanks for the excellent corn vid, by the way. You are welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know a lot of people use that video to build their corns, and it applies to like regular ones, but so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end this, guys. I hope this looks good too on the VOD. I think I'm happy with this new webcam. Very happy with it. For anyone just joining, I got to do this again because it's fun. It can follow me. It's so cool. It's so cool. But and then I can just tell it to stop, and it will stop. And then I have to manually. I can actually, on the stream, I'll set up those as hotbinds too, because I can set those up as keys, so we'll have that on the stream deck, or the Scotto deck tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm ending this. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. I'll try to schedule it to see, so you guys can actually know when I'm going live, but I'm out. I'm pressing stop stream. I'll see you guys. Have a good night.